Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. For a minute, I'm about to actually say Days of Our Lives. But, yes, so going into this episode, I'm not gonna lie, with the Mike and Sonny stuff, it was difficult. It was really difficult. Because of stuff that's happened to me personally. It affected me. And so watching some of those scenes were, yeah. But it was some good stuff that I do want to talk about. They actually brought in Courtney. I thought that was actually really cool. I was always wondering what happened to her. As far as the actress and stuff like that. Like, she did some other shows, but like, she just kind of disappeared. So it was actually cool to actually have her come back. Be Mike's angel as far as taking him to, the afterlife and stuff. I thought that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, they, this was it. This was it. And I felt like I partly felt like this should have happened sooner. I really felt like this should have happened sooner because I felt like every time I kept watching these scenes, it was, well, torturous. Sad, it was heartbreaking, and leading up until that point, I'm only having this because I didn't go to the supermarket yet to get some actual water. But yeah, leading up into that was just heartbreaking. But yeah, it was really cool, and everyone was sad, and everyone at this point knew it was coming, but it's still one of those things where it's like, even though you know something's coming, when it happens, you don't know how to fully prepare for it. And so Carly pretty much told everyone, they told Brooklyn, told Ava. Yeah, it was just heartbreaking. Let's see what else happened. So Brooklyn is actually going to be, hanging out, living with Chase meanwhile, because to be honest, she doesn't really have a plan. She doesn't want to go back to the Quartermaines as far as, she doesn't want to be a charity case, and, she's still upset with her father, and so Chase is like, listen, you can just stay with me. And so she's going to take him up on that offer, which is actually kind of odd, because I'm like, well, Olivia actually gave her a spot at the Metro Court. But I guess she's a little probably upset with Olivia because she didn't check in, check in and make sure, see how she's doing. And plus, she's off gallivanting with Robert, so I don't know. I guess it just kind of makes her feel some sort of way, so Chase is the best option. Let's see. Let's talk about Olivia and Robert. So, pretty much at this point, they need a diversion. And Olivia was going to start to play some pool, play some cards and stuff like that. And then Ethan showed up. Ethan, which is Luke's son, and also Holly's son. He shows up at the casino, and turns out, Olivia and Ethan are talking, and Ethan is like, I'm here pretty much kind of looking for the same thing, like, who killed Holly and stuff. And then that's when Olivia's like, well, there's a possibility that, she could be alive. So when Robert comes back, Ethan makes a plan as far as like a good distraction to get them closer to, I guess, their goal as far as trying to find Holly, because Robert tried to get into some room, but it was heavily guarded. So he needed a way, a distraction or whatever. And so Ethan punches Robert, and then they both get sent to the back for some odd reason. They get tied up, but then, Robert, being super spy, James Bond, pretty much just finds he finds a nail that's kind of far away, and somehow, through, I don't know, magic, I guess, he's able to crawl over there, get it, and then come right back in their original positions, I think, and free themselves. Um, which is fine, but then, Rudge and his goons come in, and they got guns, and they're like, alright, well, that's good. I guess you can die standing up at this point. And so that's where it ends on that scene. And by the way, I gotta sit there and mention that if anybody's planning on watching this to expect Nina, she's not in it. But, like, as far as the description goes, at least on mine, which is Cablevision, it says something about Nina gets closer to her goal. It was like, oh, okay. And Nina's not even in this episode. So, yeah. If you're expecting Nina, she's not there. Something else I gotta sit there and talk about. Let's talk about Alexis and, well, Alexis, Ned, and Diane. But really more Alexis. So Diane is sitting there chilling with her pretty much the whole day to make sure she doesn't drink. Ned comes in and Diane gets a call from one of her clients or whatever, so she heads out, and pretty much Ned is just being, just a good friend, just trying to look out for her. Now, in the beginning, I think Ned went to go reach for Alexis' hand, and she felt this sharp pain. And Diane's like, yo, that was like weeks ago that happened. Like, you need to get checked out. Now, I'm not going to lie, it was getting kind of annoying that Alexis was like, no, it's fine. My arm is fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm like, it's not fine. After, I don't know. It got kind of annoying after a while. I'm not going to lie. It's like, alright, there's stubborn, and then there's just stupidity at this point. And so, it got to a point where I guess, Alexis tried to, like, reach for, like, something to drink or whatever, and she knocked it on the ground, and one of the waiters had to come and clean it up. And when Ned came back, Ned was like, yeah, you need to go to a doctor. We're going right now. She was all like, no, it's fine. Don't make a big fuss out of it. I was like, oh my god, seriously? You're annoying. Can we just get this moving forward? So yeah, I think there's a lot more that's going on with just a simple sprained wrist, but I guess we'll just wait and see. Let's talk quickly about, I feel so much better than yesterday, by the way. Like, yesterday, I don't know what was going on with my body, but, like, I was just, like, I wasn't, like, full-blown, like, cold, but it wasn't, like, I was well either. So, again, apologies yesterday for the blowing of my nose, and sorry for getting up close to the camera and blowing my nose, because I'm not going to lie, that actually probably sounded a lot worse when I rewatched it. So Ava and Nicholas actually surprisingly had a nice moment. Nicholas woke up out of bed, wondering where Ava was. Ava was outside with, I guess, her daughter. And so Nicholas joined and, I don't know, playing, like, catching butterflies or whatever. And, then Ava, I guess, wanted Nicholas to read her a bedtime story. And Nicholas was happy to do it, and they smiled at each other, So I think going forward, there may be actually some surprisingly romance there. I say surprisingly because in reality, you're stuck with somebody for that long. Them looking the way that they do, it's only a matter of time before, things start to happen. Which I think everyone knew. But now it seems like it's going to be in more of a romantic sense than just bitter enemies kind of thing. So I guess we'll just wait and see about that. I'm just going to pause it for a minute because I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. It was Sonny's turn to really have a lot of flash forwards, future flash forwards with Mike, just to kind of, I guess his idea of what would happen if he lived a little bit longer. But this whole thing was just really sad and painful to watch. And a part that really, I guess, broke my heart personally was when, Sonny was like, listen, you do what you gotta do. I give you permission, or this and that. Then he walked and he left out. He left out the room. And the reason why he did that was because he knew that it would be easier for Mike to go with Sonny not being there. And that just... I was almost in tears. I'm not going to lie. I was almost in tears. I was like, nope. Not doing it. Nope. I just... No. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie. I was actually kind of worried I was going to be in tears just talking about this particular scene because it's just... It's difficult. It is really difficult to watch. It's difficult for anyone who's had to deal with Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's, but just anyone who's had to deal with a family member saying goodbye to them is pretty much the most heartbreaking and difficult thing that anyone has to ever do in their life. And so watching that just was hard. And yeah, so now it's over, and they're gonna do go to the grieving process. I imagine they're probably gonna do a funeral, and that's gonna be pretty difficult to watch. And yeah, but yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Actually, it's not a lot that really happened. I feel like sometimes these reviews are a lot shorter, and I don't know if that's actually a good thing or a bad thing. Let me know in the comment section below. I feel like sometimes it's a lot better to just go with this style and just kind of just tell bits and pieces of what happened rather than verbatim from start to finish. And I think I just have to get used to this new style because I'm looking and it's like only 11 minutes. I'm like, really? I remember my reviews used to be like 15 and 17 minutes long, but I don't know. I like this style because I know somebody in the comment section said below that they were happy with me doing this new style because it kind of gives you a lot what's going on without just droning on and on and on and on. So yeah, that's actually gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought of the Mike and Sonny scenes. Was it as heartbreaking for you as it was for me? And what do you think of Ava and Nicholas being a thing? That should be actually pretty interesting. Yeah, that should be interesting. Honestly, also, not just Nicholas and Ava being a thing, but Chase and Brooklyn being a thing. Because, let's be honest, there's not really a lot of men to actually choose from in Port Charles that are single for Brooklyn. And well, Dustin already said no. So I think any point going further would just be like, I don't know, kind of harass me at this point. So Chase is the best option since he's not really seeing Sasha. He's not seeing anyone. So that'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, so that's actually going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Let me know what you thought of this episode at the bottom, and I'll catch you in the next review.